Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
What's going down, sports fans? It's your boy, the coach, in the building, back for my first MLB show and Marley's second. Back representing Brothers and Bets, and I'm here with the man himself, Mr. Marley Betts. Marley, what's going down with you?
What is going down, people? Back after got my ass whooped yesterday in baseball on the first baseball show of the season. But shit, you know how it go, man. Shit, you gotta live to fight another day.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Man, if I would have came on the show yesterday, I tried to get on, but wasn't able to get on. If anything, man, I
Right,
a
right.
shit show would have been all over them goddamn Cleveland Indians yesterday because I know my
Mm.
Rockets and I know how them boys be acting up sometime from time to time.
You
But yeah,
mean the Astros?
my Astros. I'm sorry, but
And
they be
that
cheating.
was one of the plays yesterday. But what I didn't know is that they were going for the sweep. And
Right.
somebody in the chat said that the Indians not getting swept and the Astros aren't sweeping them. But I'm thinking like this is the beginning of the series.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I was like, oh yeah, I don't care about the sweep, I just care about just one game. And
Right.
not thinking that, because it's hard to sweep a team, man. A lot of teams,
Oh yeah.
more than likely a team is gonna get one of those 3 or 4 games. Teams do get swept, but it's not often that even the bad teams get a game. These are professional players. So yeah, that was not knowing. That's my mistake too. For whoever followed me, I took that L with y'all, not
You
having the
know,
right information.
I kind of got this information from Reaper, Mikey Hova. He kind of told, he kind of laced me up. He was like, a lot of times these teams don't really be sweet. It's hard to sweep a team, and I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
It is hard. But I know my Astros, especially when they go up 2-0 in a series, they kind of like, okay, we got this in the bag, man. That's kind of chill and
Right.
relax a little. You know what I'm saying?
And I
But
think
yeah,
that's human nature. That's probably why
but
it's hard to sweep a team.
But they showed. I mean, they potent, man. I still really miss Springer. I wish we never got rid of Springer,
Hmm.
or Gonzalez for that matter. But we still potent. They went down what 4
Two fall
2,
back.
and came back
Yeah,
4-4.
4-2. Okay.
Boom. Yeah. So,
So
but
5. Yeah.
other than that, man, yeah, you did have a rough day. What were some of your other plays?
Yeah. I took the White Sox. We had seats on the mound. Overall
Okay.
7-5, 4-1 at home. The Red Sox White Sox, excuse me, White Sox over their last 8-2 at home. Like everything says take the White Sox. They're unbelievable at home. I had a good pitcher on the mound. Um, but they came out and just like laid an egg.
Yeah.
6-1 I think was the final. And I think it started like the first 4 innings might have been like 1-1 or 0-0, 1-1. Then like by the fifth or the sixth, they just tacked on like 4 or 5 in one inning, and it was just a wrap after that. And the last loss was the Dodgers. I went with Urias last night on the
Hmm.
mound. And honestly, the Dodgers and Giants, that's like a toss up. You know what I'm saying? Both
Right.
teams are what 50 wins, I think. One maybe 51, one win behind each other. Both got decent pitching. I think they're both batting like 240, 250 as a team. So I went with the better pitcher last night. The Rays, he's like 11-2, 12-2, something like that, 12-3. And I think Logan Webb was pitching for the Giants. He's like 4-3. Both of the ERAs is similar. So to me, I went with the home team and I went with the better pitcher last night. But like I personally think like that, Giants Dodgers, like that could be a toss up any night. You know what I'm saying? Just depending on, how the bats are swinging, personally. My opinion.
Honestly, bro, you sound better without your headset. I'm
Think
just
so?
gonna tell you.
Okay.
Always. Matter of fact, I was
I
listening to
hear
the
you
show.
better without them though.
Oh yeah.
But let me see how it sounds. I'll see how it sounds real quick though.
Because I was thinking about that yesterday. I'm like, damn, T sound good without a mic, man. So I'm like, man, I wonder if I sound like that, whenever I don't use a mic. But I've been using my earpods or AirPods. I keep calling them hoes earpods.
Mic check 1 2
Yes.
1 2.
Yes, sir. See, even with the headphones, they was picking up like all the wind blowing by, so it was making like, noise. But anywho, man, let's jump right into it. We're covering 4 or 5 games. We got 5 games. Yeah, 5
Yep.
games for today.
And I got
I know and so we got to get on it. Let's get on it. So the first game, we got the Atlanta Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves have Charlie Morton on the mound. He is 8-3 with an ERA of 3.60. While the Phillies, they have Matt Moore on the mound, and he is 0-1 on this season and 5.25. Okay, I see what I see what you might be thinking. This line opened up in favor of the Braves minus 130, while the Phillies opened up in plus 120. So again, folks, this is my first time covering the MLB like this. I've never been, never handicapped MLB games before, so I'm kind of a little thrown off, by giving out the information. But anywho, as a consensus right now, you can find the Braves at a minus 140, anywhere from minus 140 to 148 at the highest. And you can find the Phillies anywhere from 128 to 130 plus money. The run line is plus 122 for the Braves right now, and the total is opened up at 9. Right now, it's at 8.5 as a consensus. Get to these actual factuals. The Atlanta Braves, they are 46-48 on the year, while Philly, they're 47-47, trying to go over 100. Charlie Morton, last 3 pitching, he is 3-0. He beat Miami, Boston, and the Cubs. Oh, excuse me, no, that's Moore's info. Wow, but a lot of those, they came from this month. While Charlie Morton, he is 2-1 in the last 3 games. His last outing, he lost to the Rays 6-7. But before then, he had back-to-back victories against Miami. But versus the opponents, Charlie Morton this year, he is in the last 3 versus opponents. Excuse me, he is 1-2. His last outing came May 7 against the Phillies, and they lost 12-2. While Moore he only played against them once this season, April 11th, and he won 7-6. Before that,
I
his
got to
last
play them
out.
twice. Oh, this season. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, this season. But back in 2017, he lost to them 6-3.
Right.
Get to these actual factuals. Atlanta, they are the overseas 5 out of the last 7 games. They're 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games. The total has gone over 4 out of the last 6 when the Braves are on the road. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6 when playing on the road against the Phillies. They're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games against the National League, and they're 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games going against a National League East Division opponent. The Phillies, the over's gone over 4 out of the last 5 games. The over's gone 6 out of the last 9 against Atlanta. They're 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games at home. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6 when playing at home against Atlanta. The overs hit 11 out of the last 14 games this season, and they are 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games when going against the National League. Injury report. Atlanta's got a lot of injuries right now, majority of them pitchers. So let me get kind of towards the center fielder. Duarte, he's out. Left fielder, Ozana, he's out. He said he got legal issues. It literally says legal problems. It's his situation
Yeah,
right now.
For Acuna.
Yeah, Ozuna, he going
Yeah,
through
oh
some
man,
shit.
Ozuna. Yeah, Ozuna. I'm tripping.
They got another fifth center fielder who's out on quarantine.
Yeah, that's that
Uh,
domestic problems he got.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So they got quite a few people. I'm just gonna kind of cover the main guys. Philly,
Yeah, it's
you
kind
know,
of hard to do the injuries for baseball.
because McCutcheon he's out. Harper he is expected to be started in a lineup, but he's having a foot issues right now. So, main thing is, with this, got to cover the main thing is cover the position players and the top guys for that. Anywho, Braves versus Phillies. What you got, Marley?
All right, so this was a last minute ad. This wasn't one of the first couple games. Turn this fan down, dog. I think that whole loud. It wasn't in the first couple games that I sent you, and that's because I was doing some research this morning, listening to the sports shows, going through YouTube and whatnot. And Philly used a good portion of their bullpen last night. Was that either last night or the day before when they played? And also, they consistently have people in and out of the lineup due to COVID protocol because most of them aren't vaccinated. So
Okay.
that's what I found out this morning. And we got Mort on the mound, who, although he did lose to them in their last game, in his last game against them, I think that's the game they blew his ass out. They took him out early. He only pitched .2 innings. But however, the game before that, he got the win and he had 7 strikeouts and he pitched 6 innings. So over the 5 that we're looking for. And I'm just not a believer in Moore. Although he did beat Atlanta his only time, and he only played him one time, like as you said, in April, and it was 7-6. He actually didn't even get the win. It was a no decision. He gave up 5 errors. So I'm not confident in him. I am confident in Mort that he can put it together. Over the last 10 games, Philly, they're 6-4. Atlanta is 5-5. If I'm not mistaken, this is a divisional game. And Atlanta's 3-2 ATS away. So I think with the pitcher on the mound, with the injuries that Philly had, and with them using their bullpen a lot last night, Moore probably won't go. I don't know if he goes 5. So I took the money line with Mort here. I also took Mort Atlanta in the first 5. I just think Mort is a better pitcher overall. So I took a chance with the first 5 before the bullpen gets in there. But I'm on the Braves. I'm on the Braves for the money line.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have official play for this, but if I was to make a lean, I'm gonna definitely back my boy. I do miss him in the Houston Astros uniform. I would take
I wish we didn't
Morton.
trade him.
Say it again.
I wish we didn't trade him.
Yeah. But I definitely take my boy Moore. Not Moore, excuse me, Morton on that
Mort,
one.
Mortensen, Morton. I mean, Mort. I call him Mort.
Yeah,
I see you,
Char-
Clipper. Hey, go ahead.
Charlie Morton. Yeah. That's my guy.
Morton.
What's going on, Clipper? What's going on, LJ? So here, LJ plays for tonight. For everybody that's trying to get on, let me.
Mhm.
LJ, text
So
that to me.
I got it already, Coach. If you look at the
Oh,
banner
okay.
of LJ plays, I already put it in there. Yeah, LJ, you are 1-3. Hey, Clipper, I looked at that game, Red Sox and Yankees. I wanted to take the Red Sox. I don't like either pitcher that's pitching. And what made me get off, because the Red Sox bats is good too. And the stats favor the Sox, but the Yankees are like on a 4-game win streak right now. And it's a
Right.
rivalry game. So I got scared and laid off. But I think the value is with the Red Sox, the Yankees tonight, value-wise. But
So,
I
go
agree
ahead.
with you. I wanted to take the Red Sox, but I just couldn't pull the trigger.
So, hold on one second. So Red Sox is one of the teams that I follow. Like I tell people, and when it comes to this baseball shit, it's too many teams. I'm not really. I didn't grow up on baseball like Tom about, playing it and all that shit. So I follow. For the last couple of years, I've set all the alerts into my phone. I follow 4 teams every year. Sometimes I'll add a team on top of that, but the 4 teams I've been following for years. The Astros, that's my favorite team. That's the hometown team. I follow the Rangers, regardless of they having a good year or bad year. I always follow the Rangers because they're just in state, so I can always get some kind of in state information. The Cubs is another team I follow, and the Red Sox. Those are my 4 teams that I've always followed, and so whenever I make plays, I kind of make plays on those. If some of those guys, sometimes I mess with the Dodgers or the Giants, but all the information, all the alerts, all the injury reports, all the scorings, and night in, night out, those are my 4 guys that I look at all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I'll take the Red Sox in that one today too.
Hey, BB4 Schemes. I appreciate you joining joining the channel, joining the show. It's my first time seeing you in there, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Who is your AL and NL MVP? Honestly, I'm gonna have to get back to you because we've been so locked in on basketball that this is only our second MLB show, and so I've been keeping up with baseball, but not in depth where I can give you a legitimate AL or NL MVP pick. So give me a couple days and come back at me. Let me see who been doing what.
Uh, I can't give you an AL or NL. I'll give you my top 2 candidates right now, just league wise MVPs. Number 1, I gotta go with my boy Tatis. Tatis is doing his thing for the Padres right
For the
now.
Padres, yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah. So Tatis is number 1 on my board. Then after that, I gotta go with Otani with the Angels.
I was thinking about mentioning Otani. I mean, I think you got to, right? Because he pitching and hitting the ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but if I had to say who's the front runner right now, I gotta go with my boy Tatis right now. He's doing his thing.
yeah, Tatis has been doing good. I just don't know enough. I don't know enough numbers of everybody to look at what's been going on. I know about Tatis out there in the Padres, but I don't know who else has been doing a whole lot of what. I've been hearing Otani name. I've been hearing Vlad Jr. name a lot too. But I don't know enough yet. So now that basketball is over, I can kind of start paying a lot more attention, solely focusing on baseball. I've been locked in on NBA, especially with the playoffs we just had. I wouldn't even, like I said, I was keeping up with baseball, but not individually who was doing what. More so of records and scores, overall team batting averages and shit like that. So I
Let's
have
jump
to
into
get
our
back to you on that. Hey, but who you got, BB4? Who you got? You throw 2 in the chat.
let's jump right into our next game while we wait on that. We got the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Cleveland Indians, the team that I picked yesterday. If I would have got them shot, I would say, hey, Fisher pick, take them goddamn Indians. But anywho, we got the Tampa Bay Rays and the Cleveland Indians today, first game of the series. Indians just coming off a victory last night against the Astros, but beforehand, they were on a little losing streak. Pitching tonight for the Rays is Patino. He is 1-2 for the season, and his ERA is 4.87. While the Indians, they got Quantrill on the mound today, and he is 2-2 on the season with a 4.05 ERA. Excuse me. This line opened up in favor of the Rays minus 120. Right now, you can catch them anywhere from minus 129 to minus 140. While the who they're going against. The Indians, they opened up as a plus 110 underdog. You can find it right now anywhere from 110 to one plus 120, depending on where you go. The total opened up at 9. Right now, it's at 9.5 across the board. Records right now, Tampa Bay, they're 57-39 on the year, while the Indians, they are 48-45. Right now, in the last 3 starts, Patino, he is 1-2. His last outing, July 2nd, he lost to Toronto 11-1. While Cantrell, he is Quantrill. I know I'm saying it wrong. He is 2-1 in his last 3. His last outing, he got a dub against the A's 3-2. Now, versus the opponents, Patino, he has no starts against them, and Quantrill, they go dates back all the way to 2019. His last start, he won 7-2 against the Rays. Get to these actual factuals for the Rays. The total has gone over 5 out of the last 6 this season. They're 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games, 8-0 straight up in the last 8 games against Cleveland. But they're 3-11 straight up in the last 14 games on the road. That's a little concerning for you Rays backers. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games, though, when playing on the road in Cleveland. The total has gone over 4 out of the last 5 games of the season, and the total has gone under 5 out of the last 7 games of going against an opponent in the American League. As far as Cleveland, they're 6-12 straight up in the last 18 games of the season. The total has gone over 4 out of the last 5 games this year. The over has gone over 9 out of the last 13 when the Indians are at home. But they're 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when playing at home against the Rays. 6-3 straight up in the last 9 games this season, and the overs hit 5 out of the last 6 when playing against the American League East Division. Injury reports. Let me see if I can see. They got Zonino. He is downgraded not to expect to start tonight's game. Everybody else, it seems like they've been out for quite a while. As far as the Indians, third baseman Ramirez, he is expected to start, but he's having elbow issues right now. Zimmer, center field, he has been scratched from today's lineup due to illness. So some of the injuries that have information below it, I could tell those are kind of like recent. So those are the ones we'll kind of stick to in this deal. But anywho, Rays taking on the taking on the Indians. What you got, Marley?
All right. Let's see. Might surprise some people here, but I got the Cleveland Indians at home on the money line. Last 10 games, Cleveland 6-4. Out of those 10, 3 at home. They're 3-0 at home. As ATS at home, they're 2-1. Quintrell, he's 2-2, as you stated earlier. His ERA is at 4. I think he's a better pitcher than Patino. Right, 4.87 ERA, 1-2. His last 3 starts, he got the loss, a no decision, and another loss. His ERA in those last 2 games was 5-4 against Toronto and Baltimore. Toronto will give him the benefit of the doubt. Toronto is one of the better teams in the league, but Baltimore is definitely not by any means one of the better teams in the league. And he had four errors in that game. So I'm going to rock with Quintrell tonight. Over their last 10, they're 3-0 at home, and 2-1 ATS. So I'm gonna take that. They're even 5-2 ATS on the road. So overall, in their last 10, they're 7-3 ATS. The Indians are. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay is not bad either. They're one of the better teams in the league. Obviously, they're 7-3 in their last 10, 2-1 on the road. 2-1 ATS on the road. So, overall, they're 6-4 ATS. So, Tampa is probably the better team, but I just think tonight, I give the edge to the Indians. And I took the money line +1. Where did I catch it at? Because I don't know if it's 130 anymore. But yeah, I don't want to. I caught it at
It's ranging right now.
Yeah,
They got it raging. So, but you like the Indians for tonight?
Indians for tonight. Yes, sir. Money line.
All right. Um, I'll make an official play for this. I'll take the Rays official play. You know, yesterday was a it's a pretty good game against the Astros, and they had to, you know, finish that and get on a plane, book it back home. So not sure how much time they had to rest at their own houses or whatever. But I
Rays
like the
played
Rays.
yesterday.
Were they at home or were they already on the road?
I think they were at Baltimore.
So they're already in their way, road trip, routine and stuff like that. I do follow these Rays closely as well, but they're just not one of the teams I follow like how I do the other four. I think coming off that close game for the Indians, I will say I'll take the Rays on official play money line for the night. I was gonna have only one play, but looking at this, I like my boy Morton. I'm backing them up because I like my boy Morton. So give me the Rays money line. Yeah, MVP.
Xander. Okay. AL MVP. Xander Bogaerts. I gotta go look him up. That's why I say I gotta do a lot of research on baseball.
All right,
Individual players.
now let's get to one of the teams that I do follow. We got the Chicago Cubs taking on our former quarterback and classmate
Matthew.
Matt Carpenter.
Mr.
Uh,
Matthew.
we got the Cubs taking on the Cardinals. Alzole, he is 4-9 this season with a 4.59 ERA, while the Cardinals are bringing up Kwang Hanyu Kim. He is 5-5 on the season and with a 2.87 ERA. This line opened up in favor of the Cardinals minus 125. You can catch them anywhere from minus 123 to 130, while the Cubs is at plus 115, and right now you can find anywhere from as low as 110 to 115 at the highest. Totals open up at 8.5. Right now you can find it, at different lines. Some places still got it at 8.5. Some places got it at 8. So depending on which side you're leaning on, just be smart and wise on who you use to book it. The Cubs are 47-49 on the year, while St. Louis they're 48-48 on the year. They have a 27-20 home record, while the Cubs are 19-32 on the road. Last three starts, Alzole, he is 1-2. His last outing, they beat the Diamondbacks 4-2 on the 17th of this month. While Kim, he is 3-0 in his last three games, beating San Francisco. The Cubs, he beat them 6-0, and San Francisco again. So versus the Cubs, the last two games, he is 2-0. While Alizé against the Cardinals, he is 1-2, with his last loss coming in May 22nd of this year. So actual factuals, Cubs, they're always hit 8 out of the last 12. They're 5-15 straight up in the last 20 games. They're definitely on a slump. They started off real hot earlier in the year, or towards the middle of the year. They're 8-4 straight up in the last 12 games against St. Louis, but 3-12 straight up in the last 15 games on the road. They're 5-15 straight up in the last 20 games against an opponent in the National League, and the overs hit 8 out of the last 12 games this season. As far as the Cardinals, they're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games this season, 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games at home, 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games this season. The unders hit 12 out of the last 18 games in the month of July, and the unders also hit 6 out of the last 7 games when played on a Thursday. Any major injury reports? Hayward is not in the starting lineup. He is getting rest. So, yeah, I always kind of look, whenever I bet on the Cubs, I always look and see if Hayward is pitching to make sure if he's in the mix, let's ride with him. Bryant, third baseman Bryant, he is questionable for today's game as well with the injury report. As for the Cardinals, Dejan, shortstop, he is not in the starting lineup today. He is getting rest. And Williams is not in the starting lineup as well. He is getting rest also. So right now, the Cubs lead this series 2-1. The Cardinals lead the series 2-1 right now. They won yesterday 3-2. Cubs taking on the Cardinals. What you got, Marley?
All right. Last 10 games. I like to look at the last 10 games versus the totality of the season. I like to know what have you done for me lately. Cardinals 6-4. They're at home today. They're 4-2 at home in the last 10. And there are 3-3 ATS at home over the last 10. Let's look at Hun Kim. Over his last 3 games versus his just last 3 starts in general. Um, 0 ERA in all 3 games. 3-1, 6-0, 5-3 against the Giants, good team, the Cubs, and then the Giants again, good team, all wins. Meanwhile, Alzolay, his last 3 games, 2 losses and a no decision. I don't give him that win. I don't say he's 1-2 because it's a no decision. He didn't get the win, so he's 0-3 or 2-1, however you want to look at it. I'm not giving him a win. And so with that being said, I just think the Cubs with Kim take this here at home over, like you said, over their last earlier 4-1.
I'm sorry, you said the Cubs
I said
at home
Cubs,
or the
but I meant Cardinals.
Okay.
I meant Cards. So I'm on the Cards. Excuse me if I said Cubs. I'm on the Cards. I mean the Cards. 4-1 straight up their last 5. 4-1 straight up their last 5 at home, and 5-2 in their last 7. 6-4 in their last 10. With Kim on the mound. Last game against the Cubs. Let me see here. Last game against the Cubs, 6-0. Score was 6-0, 0 ERA, 7 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched. So I'm gonna ride with that again at home. I'm taking my boy, Coach. That's our quarterback. Taking Matt Carpenter. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and bring me the win tonight. I got the Cards. I got the money line.
Yeah, if I was to make a lean, I definitely go with the Cardinals tonight. But man, Cardinals is one of those teams that if I bet against them, I get popped. And in the last couple of years, it has always been the play of Matt fucking Carpenter.
Matt Carpenter.
That will
fuck us or either
my
fuck you or
bet.
kill you, huh?
Man, he killed me the other day with the Cubs. I think it was extra innings. He killed me the other day. He hit a ball to the right field, and that whole bounced into the stand. So they already take him to the second base, and then
Right. Automatic double.
We getting
Right.
up there in that age, so they had a designated runner coming for him. Yeah. So, but
yeah, I guess we all getting up there, dog. Matt got 2, don't he?
2 what?
2 rings.
Shit, I don't think the Cards got a ring. Do they?
Yeah, LaRussa. LaRussa got a ring in St. Louis.
Let me see, man. Let me see. St. Louis.
I thought they did. I'm pretty sure he did.
Let me see, man.
Yes, I'm tripping. Man, I think he got a ring, dog. I thought he got 2. I know he got 1. Unless I'm tripping.
Yeah. You're right. 2011, they won. They beat the Rangers in 2011.
Yeah, he was still young. Okay. That's like when he first got there. But
shit, that was 10 years ago. We was 25, 26. So yeah.
Yeah. But because he didn't come out of high school, right? He went to college first, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went to
so he probably was only there like 3 years, 2 years, 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, I thought he got 1.
Cards one of them teams, man, that I don't fool with, man. I don't bet against them and I don't bet on them. But if I was to take a lean, I would lean on the Cardinals today. But they're just one of them teams, man. They, kind of like the Celtics. If I bet on them, they lose. If I bet against them, they win. So
I normally bet with them because of Matt. That's kind of why I started following them.
Yeah,
because of Matt. And so I have bet against them. I don't blindly always bet with them, but most of the time that I do bet them, I bet with them, probably because of that. But I like what I found today with this game. So obviously the Cubs are a good team. I'm not it probably could go either way, but I like the pitching matchup. I like Cardinals being hot lately. So yeah.
All right, let's get to our next game. We got the Oakland A's traveling up to Seattle to take on the Mariners. I'm not sure if this is the first game of the series. Let me see. Yep, this is the first game of the series right now. The A's have Sean Manaea. He's pitching today.
I
He's
think it's
6-6.
Manea. I don't know though.
Manaea, he's 6-6 on the year with a 3.28 ERA, while Chris Flexen is on the mound today for the Mariners. He is good record, 9-3 on the year with a 3.35 ERA. It's weird playing up there in Seattle, especially these late night games. This line opened up in favor of the A's minus 120. But right now you can catch it anywhere from minus 140 to minus 145. And the total opened up as an 8. It opened up at 8, but right now it's at 7.5. Get to these actual factuals real quick. Let me look at these pitching stats. I'll get to that. But anyway, the Oakland A's 55-42 on the year, and they're 25-18 away. While the Mariners, they are 50-45 on the year, 29-20 at home. In the last 3 starts, Manet, he is 1-2. He had a victory against the Cleveland Indians 5-4 on July 16th. While Flexen, he's 3-0 in the last 3 games. He beat his last outing was July 16th against the Angels, and they won 6-5. Versus their opponent, Manet, in the last 3 games, he is 2-1. He got a victory this year, June 2nd. They won 6-0. While Flexen, he lost. He lost that game. So they actually went against each other on June 2nd. He lost 6-0. Let's see. Get to the extra factions. The A's, the unders hit 5 out of the last 6. They're 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 on the road. The overs hit 6 out of the last 7 when playing on the road against Seattle. They're 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games when playing against an opponent in the American League, and they're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games when playing against an opponent in the American League West Division. Seattle, they're 6-3 straight up in the last 9 games this season, 12-6 straight up in the last 18 games at home. The total's gone over 6 out of the last 7 when playing at home against the A's. They're 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games when playing against an opponent in the American League, and the total has gone over 8 out of the last 11 games against an opponent in the American League Division. Injury reports, there's no real serious injuries right now. Fires, bitch ass, he is out. That's fucking snitch. Santiago's dealing with suspension right now, so yeah, there's no all of a sudden injuries right now. But the A's are on back-to-back victories they swept the Angels in a 2-game series right now. And the Mariners, they're 1-1. They split the series against Colorado 1-1. Anywho, A's taking on the Mariners. What you got, Marley?
Jalen, Hebrew Prince. Answer your question real quick. Man, I don't know. That's between the Braves and the Cardinals. My 2 best plays for today. I don't know which one is better than the other, but I like the Braves and I like the Cardinals. This game, though, I got the Mariners here, and I'm gonna tell you why. Flexing, last 3 starts. Win. 3-0 in his starts. He gets all the wins. 7 in his pitch, 7 in his pitch, 6 in his pitch. ERA 1-0-1 in those last 3 starts. Although his last start against the Cubs, he did lose 0-6 in June 2nd. So we got revenge factor here. I think he's going to pitch better. The only issue I have here is Seattle bats suck. The pitching is good. They won 50 games, obviously, this season. Flexing is 9-3 with an ERA of 3.35, and that's what I'm banking on. Even though Manea is 6-6, but his ERA is 3.2. So he pitching. So I think we'll get a pitcher's duel tonight. Because if not, I don't think Seattle's. If Oakland bats gets a crack and they get to bringing in runs, I think Seattle's batting like 220 as a team, 219 maybe even. That's not that good at all. But I like flexing. Um, they win when he pitch. He's 3-0 in his last 3 starts. I expect that to keep going. 9-3 overall with an ERA of 3.3. I just think he outpitches Manea tonight. In their last 10, they're 6-4 at home, 3-2, 3-2 ATS at home. Meanwhile, the Oakland A's 3-2 on the road over their last 10, and they're actually 4-1 ATS on the road. So they're actually pretty good on the road. I just like the value and I like the pitching matchup that I get with Seattle tonight. So I'm gonna take Seattle. I took them on the money line plus 132. That's my play. Big dog.
Hebrew Prince. I really don't. My top play is not a favorite for today. So I did do the A. I did take the Rays just because I think Cleveland coming off that victory, that victory yesterday against the Astros, and then having to go up there and travel. I do like the Rays. So that's really the only favorite I see out there. But my main play is not a favorite play for today. But anywho, if I was taking a lean on, I don't know. I don't have no leans for this one. I mean, looking at it, everything says take. I don't know, because the A's, man, the A's are another one of those teams. I bet on them, I lose. I bet against them, I lose. So they're in that same category right now with the Cards. But looking at the records and everything, and how the Mariners playing at home and then flexing with his record and stuff, I would lean towards the Mariners as well for today's game. So, but no play for me for that one. Now I do got to play for this one. Here we go. The main event for tonight. This is the last game of the series. So, are the Giants trying to win it, or are they going to take a tie? This is the two heavy dogs right now in California. We got the San Francisco Giants with I'm not even gonna say they shall me.
Y'all scared about the pitcher?
Yeah. How you say the butt name?
The Scalfini.
The Scalfini. So once I really start watching these games, it's kind of like the same shit that happened with the NBA with all the foreign athletes. I started to get this shit. He's 10-4 on the year with a 2.78 ERA, while the Dodgers, Walker Buehler, he is on the mound today. He is really the last top pitcher they have right now because everybody else is injured. He's 10-1 on the year with the ERA of 2.37. Right now, this line opened up in favor of the Dodgers minus 163. You can find it anywhere from 168 to 172. This line opened up in favor. The total was open at 8. Right now, it's at 7.5 right now. The Giants are 60-35 on the year, 30-22 on the road. While LA, they are 59-38 on the year and 31-16 at home. In the last 3 starts, how you say this guy's name? Del Chalet?
Scalfini.
Descalfini. He is 2-1. His last outing, he lost to the Cardinals on the 17th, 1-3. While Buehler, he is 2-1 in his last 3 starts. He beat the Colorado Rockies 9-2. Now versus his opponents, your boy for the Giants, he is 1-2 in the last 3, which his last loss came June 28th. They lost 3-2. While Buehler, he won 3-1 on the 29th of June. Let's get to these actual factuals. The Giants are 7-3 straight up in the last 10 games this season. The unders hit 13 out of the last 19 games on the road. They're 10-5 straight up in the last 15 games this season. 7-3 straight up in the last 10 games when going against a National League opponent. and the overs hit 4 out of the last 6 games when going against a National League West Division opponent. For the Dodgers, they're 13-7 straight up in the last 20 games this season. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games at home. They're 13-7 straight up in the last 20 games against an opponent in the NL. They are 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on Thursday, and the unders hit 7 out of the last 8 when playing on a Thursday at home. No major injury reports besides people who have been out for a while. Longoria for the Giants. Let's see who else. Some of these names that pop out to me. Yeah, Longoria. He's been out for a while. Crawford's been out for a while. Now the Dodgers, we gotta see. Justin Turner, he is questionable for today's game. He's missed the last 2 games. He's questionable with a knee injury. And Mookie Betts missed yesterday with a hip injury. He is questionable for today's game as well. So those are definitely big heavy hitters. And then, of course, with Seager, he's been out for majority of for a while now. Let's see, dating back to May 16th. So he's on a 60-day right now. San Francisco, they own the series right now, 2-1. They won 42 in the last game. In game 3, lost 6-8 in the game 2, but won 7-2 in the first game on the 19th. Giants versus Dodgers. What you got, Marley?
All right. Yeah, LJ, that's why I said the Mariners bats suck. That's what I said to start off. I said pitching duel. Yeah, so I knew that. But I still got the Mariners tonight.
Dodgers.
Not my best play. Not my most confident, but I like it. I like the Mariners. Anyway, here, Bueller. Don't like bucking Bueller. As a matter of fact, I've always rolled with Bueller every time he pitches when I see the Dodgers, if I can get a half-ass decent line. Was going to take him today until you put in the chat that no Justin Turner, no Mookie Betts. And to me, if they was probably playing anybody else but the Giants, I might still ride with Bueller. But with him out and they're playing the Giants, with Descalfini pitching on top of that, I get their best pitcher. And he's right on Bueller's ass. ERA 2.78, Bueller 2.37. 10-4, 10-1. I think the Dodgers bats are a little bit better, but you take away Mookie Betts and you take away Justin Turner, then I think we probably got a different ball game. And so with that being said, Coach, I took the Giants, but I took the run line. I took the +1.5 at -145. The value was just too amazing. I get the best pitcher on there.
Wait. Oh, you took a mic? Wait a minute. The run line.
I took the run line +1.5. I get +1.5, and then the odds is -145.
Okay. All right. I thought you said +145, but what?
No. +1.5 -145 is what I said. No.
Got you.
It's not that good. I wish it was that good, but I know it's not that good. But with both of these pitchers pitching, could get a tight game. I was gonna lean under 7.5, which is really close because the last couple of those games, I think they hit 8, like 4-2, 7-2. I forgot the other game last night, but I think they went under last night 4-2. So I stayed away from the side, but I did take the Giants +1.5 at -145. Like I said, you get their best pitcher at -145 with a run and a half. So I'll take that, even though we're going up against Bueller, but we got no Mookie Betts. So I like my odds there.
All right. So breaking news, Mookie Betts is on IL. He's out for tonight, but Justin Turner has been upgraded to he's in the starting lineup, so he is playing for tonight's game.
I'm gonna playing?
Yeah, Justin Turner's gonna be playing.
Oh, Justin Turner, not Mookie though.
No, they just placed him on IL. So with that being said, I like the Giants. Money line, all in. This was my only play I saw. I've been following, like I said, I've been following the Giants. It's my son's favorite team. Bueller's due. He's due. This kind of goes back to who? I think yesterday, Lance McCullers. What was McCullers' record yesterday? 7-2? He had a pretty
Uh,
good record. I said, nah, he's due one. At this moment, everybody's due one. So Bueller, he's due one. With Mookie out, Seager out, just coming back. I like the bats from the Giants, and if you look at the records right now, if you look, yeah, man, all in. If you look at the record right now, the Dodgers don't have a great record against the upper echelon teams in the league.
fucking
You know what
Jay.
I'm saying? And they don't have a good in-state record. Well, they do. They're up right now, 7-5 in this series for the year. But
Right.
against everybody as a collective, they don't really have a good record versus California. They are kind of, they're 8-7 in the last couple of games, while the Giants are streaking. The Giants, they're a very good team. But so my official plays the Giants. But look at that overplay too.
I know. I thought about it.
The Dodgers, after coming off of a loss, they're like 9-3 with the over bet. You know what I'm
Well, it just
saying?
depends how much you think Mookie Betts is going to affect that lineup and how effective you think DeSclafani is good. So you
Yeah.
got two aces pitching tonight. That's why I stayed away from it.
So, but looking at that, well, right now it's at 7.5. So,
Right.
that I would do a little lean towards that
Lean
over,
to it.
but I'm all over these Giants money like moolah la. Give me that.
I'm on
Give
it,
me
but I don't
that.
think I'm on it. I'm scared of Bueller, but I'm on the Giants, but
He's
I'm
doing
I'm scared of Bueller.
that's that same shit Lance. Everybody's looking at Lance McCullers on. Everybody's
Yeah.
riding with Lance. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And I just
I'm with the Giants. I'm just not as confident as you are. I'm with
so
you though.
So that is my official. That's really my. I only took the Rays because of what you were speaking, and I was like, okay, I kind of like what he's talking. As far as their traits and stuff.
Right.
But my top dog play is the Giants for tonight. So let's get in, chill, and get the fuck out, win the series. You know what I'm saying? 3-team parlay. We about to get to our parlays real quick. Just to
Yep, because
recap.
I got a dip. So
Just to recap, we got the
let's get
Braves.
to it.
Marley likes the Braves, the Indians, the Cards, the Mariners, and the Giants. As for myself, I like the Rays and the Giants. LJ, his place for today, he likes the Twins, money line and over 9.5. He likes the Oakland A's money line. He likes the Dodgers and Giants. That's what I'm talking about, LJ, over 7.5 for that. Let's see. $5 come up. What you got, Marley?
All right, $5 come up today. I have the Cardinals money line, the Giants run line +1.5, Braves money line, and the Cleveland Indians run line +1.5. That's a 4-teamer hung for Mo. You could take one out if you want to, but that's
You got
going to
any,
cash for us today.
you got any props?
I do have one prop. I got Charlie Morton today over 6.5 strikeouts, I believe. In his last 5 games, he's had at least 7 in each game. 2 of those were 1-7, 2 8s, and 1-11, I believe, in his last 5 games. But everything over 7.
Okay, cool.
So
Well,
Morton
hey,
strikeout prop over -114.
real quick, open mic. Your boy D Hop, he on Twitter tripping right now, deleting tweets,
Oh man,
saying all that. So about the vaccination, which I feel him, I back him up. Don't
what
force
did
him
he
to do
say?
that shit.
Before I go, what did he say?
He's basically saying, man, I'll retire based off of them trying to force him and getting a vaccination. He'll retire.
Yeah.
So
I feel that boy.
and then he
I'm not anti or for vax. I'm for you having a choice to make the decision whatever you want to do.
right. All right, man. Well, that's all I got. That's all you got, man. So let's end them with the catchphrase, and let's get up out of here.
Yes, sir. Got to get my ass to football count, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in to see us brothers and best second MLB show. I am Marley Best. That is the coach. Y'all check us out on all streaming platforms. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We in that rebuilding process. And as always, the reason why we do this shit, let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach.